I want this horse to where he starts paying attention to what I'm doing. Hurry up, get back there. Constantly. So if I want to slow down, he should walk my speed. If I want to speed up, he should walk my speed. I work below the knees on the cannon bones in rhythms of 3. 1, 2, 3, pause. 1, 2, 3, pause. 1, 2, until that foot moves, okay? Okay, so I told you guys 2 of my goals, or my 2 goals this week, were to teach you to communicate with your horse like you've never done before, and to do some insane trail riding. I talked to my wife when the phone started working, and she recommends we trail ride today. And Dana agrees with her. So the 2 of them are going to go on a trail ride. Horses don't speak English. So you can say, whoa. You can teach them what that sound means. You can teach them what the sound of walk on means. You can teach them easy. But reality is, they don't speak English. So what do they speak? What motivates a horse to learn is release. The pressure does not motivate the horse to learn. If that was true, you could take the horse to the creek, beat him till he jumps in, and he would jump in every time from then on. But that's not what happens. You take the horse to the creek, you beat him till he jumps in, and the next week when you go to the same creek, you have to beat him till he jumps in again. Because he doesn't learn from pressure. He learns from the release of pressure. The release of pressure is the single most important thing that we do. Giving that horse a release is more crucial than anything else we're doing. You're teaching your horse non-stop. Every time you touch your horse, you teach it. A couple that I know, she used to say, I'm a way better trainer than he is. And he's pretty handy. And I said, well, how do you say that? She said, it takes him 6 months to a year to make a horse perfect, and I can screw him up in 20 minutes. I could go buy an Olympic stadium jumper. Reality is, I cannot jump as high as that horse can jump. I'm going to get about half of his height and start running out of courage. I'm going to start screwing him up because I'm not going to be where he needs me to be. You can go buy the world's greatest trained horse, but inside of a few weeks, that horse is going to be at exactly your level. Time starts now. Kick. Donkey kick. You have 30 seconds remaining.
Fuck.
Oh.
I'm going backwards. Good. It's rear.
When there's no pressure on, we're like, oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, is she Grand Canyon? How silver?
It's the Great Wall of China. 2 or 3 times, get off your horse, hose him down, put him away, grain him, feed him, rub him down. You can make one jig quick. They got an ultimate release. They get there really quickly. Some things we teach our horses are hard. Some things take a lot of time, like crossing obstacles or flying lead changes, or some of it takes a ton of time. And you have to keep putting the pressure on. Right, so I intentionally tell you how many seconds you have left because I want to add the pressure the same way you're adding pressure to your horse. Every time you add pressure, you actually detract from what he's thinking. Every time I pull on my horse's face, he stops thinking about what I was asking him to think about and thinks about the bit in his mouth. He goes, ah. Then he goes back to trying to think. I poke him with a spur, he doesn't go, okay, spur, good. Side pass. No, he goes, ouch! I want you to think about good. And I love the fact you're emphatic, good! Like really good. Like give him a huge release. So I look at everything thing that I do with my horse, like a trip down the length of the arena. If I start here and I want to get to the out gate, did I get closer to the out gate with what my horse did? Or did I get further away from the out gate? If I got further away from the out gate, there's no good. But if I was standing here and I went here, that's good. It might just be like, good. But it's still good. We're going the right direction. What is your goal? What did you hope to do with your horse? Get a picture of what that is in your head. Your picture will not be my picture. Your picture will be your picture. When you feel like your horse is trying to get you closer, good. But when he does really good, give him a huge reward. When I'm working sliding stops, if a horse stops really great, I get off, loosen the cinches. That's like, great! That's a huge release. I may just stand there and let him breathe for 5 minutes with me standing next to him, and then tighten the cinches and go back to work. All right, let's go ahead and get on our horses. I'll give you a minute or two to warm them up, and then we'll get to work.
Oh my goodness.
I know. Donald went and got a gate pass to help her to the truck. Well, I drove around in a circle till we could pick her up, you know. But
We're talking about utilizing the 3-leg positions on our horse, okay? First, second, and third. We're also talking about mastering what our reins do. You have 2 reins. One controls direction and softness. The other one controls depth of flexion and leg speed. Depth of flexion, how deep does his nose come down? Leg speed, simple. How fast am I going? Okay? So they change. They switch roles all the time. If you go to this rein, you're dealing depth of flexion, you're dealing softness and direction. So when I pick this rein up, it's depth of flexion and leg speed. How deep does his nose go? How fast does his feet go? When I take this rein here, it's direction and softness, and this one becomes depth of flexion and leg speed. I'm using all 4 of my limbs to ride my horse. I ride forward, I get this nose soft, right here in my hands, and I want it soft. I don't want to be feeling like I'm being pulled on. Take my leg to go to first position and move those shoulders over. And move the ribs straight sideways. You're going to side pass a square, which is going to give you lateral movement, position 2. And then at the end of this, at the edge of the square, you're going to stop position 2, move your leg to position 1, and move the shoulders around the corner. Okay, then you're going to side pass again. Position 2. Now, right there he started to go forward, so I used more second rein. And I told him no. Okay, we side passed over. Position 1, move those shoulders around. Okay? Position 2, move my leg, be aware of it, soften that nose, get everything together. It's ugly. Stay with it till it's pretty. There, now, ready? Hold this, right, it's over good. Position 2. Soft. Move the ribs around, sorry. Wait for it to get pretty. Nose is up, so I'm just going to wait there. Good. Right. Move the shoulders around. Now, my square isn't perfect, but we made a square. Okay? I want to practice this until it's pretty and my square is good. I go one direction till it's right. Here's why. You're telling your horse good. Okay, so we're playing charades. I gave you Grand Canyon. You say canyon, I say good, and then I change to bucking horse. So you're stuck on canyon and good, but I'm starting to do the charade for bucking horse. But I told you good for... That's what happens when you start switching sides back and forth. Let him gain until he gets the picture. When he gets the picture, tell him good, then go the other way. This is a simple drill, but I want it to really work your release and your legs in these 3 positions. We can move that horse's body where we want it, so we're not getting slammed into rocks and trees. So let's say he's not getting it. Don't stop. stay there till he leans left. When he leans left, his feet didn't have to move. When he leans left, good. Good. Go in the right direction. Then come back and say, okay, lean further left. Good. Don't lean yourself. Stay upright or even to the outside. If I'm asking my horse to go that way, my body's more likely to be listing this way. Okay? So that he's moving away from me. Does that make sense? Stephanie's going to be giving you a hand with her growth on her head. And while you're riding, I want you to be thinking master's test.
Okay.
I mean, I know you don't need to take it. The horse does.
All right. Got it. So Karen, before going to the reins, just make sure you sit down and use those feet. 1001, 1002, and then go to... Okay, so I'm walking forward. And this is the hard part. We all want to grab those reins real fast. We sit. He did it, but 1001, 1002. Had he not stopped, then I'd use the reins, use those feet in position 1, back him up.
Okay.
Push that circle out a little bit so you're not spinning, getting dizzy. Pressure. Release, release. Good. Yeah, down and then tuck that nose in. That's softness. How you doing, Jen?
Terrible.
Terrible? Do you need help?
I keep her hip
The hip.
in because she keeps pulling me.
You can correct that with the reins. Outside, inside.
The outside.
Indirect, indirect. Yeah.
Is that so the outside rein would block the hip?
Correct.
Okay.
Indirect, indirect.
Yep,
Okay.
right.
So you block that hip.
To block the hip.
If it starts drifting, you block that.
Okay, so walk with your right leg so you doesn't go around the right side. Oh, do it again. Straight across it, eyes up, and right on into the sunset. Good. Follow me across the chart. Okay, so with that horse, I mean, the left leg,
Yeah.
he won't admit to it.
Whoops. Whoa. Hey, I was trying to film, Earl. Do you mind?
This one braided her own forelock.
Unlike the wind bullseye.
That's a whole lot of cute.
It's like a calendar picture.
And not every group of there's spots where they used to log. They had a sawmill here, and they built all of these sheep sheds and barns all over the property.
Oh, yeah.
And so they lambed out 3,000 head of sheep here. I loved this shed. It was really cool. Susie loved it too. She wanted it on her walls.
Yeah.
That's where it is.
It's always gorgeous.
Like if you go in the tack store, all of that wall, all of that was this building right here.
Okay.
So it was all big lambing shed.
Let me know if he's coming up behind me.
I'm just kidding.
He's really good. Most of the time he's got to be golden. But maybe a dog runs out of the corner or something, and then he does a 180. And anytime you start trying to do this kind of stuff with him, you start...
Do you see?
Red taps the defenders that they're out.
No, the red's after the black whips. Like here's one hiding. The defenders, they're unaffected. Here they come. It gets really competitive. Someone threw a whip. So here's a red whip going after a black whip over there. Right over there against the rail. She's trying to get him.
Hang on! Throw! Get ready, throw it! Hang on! Shot! No! On the ground! Right. There we go! The release of pressure is the single most important thing that we do. You can go buy the world's greatest trained horse, but inside of a few weeks, that horse is going to be at exactly your level. You're teaching your horse non-stop. Every time you touch your horse, you teach it.